Good morning and welcome back to another episode of First Off the Tee. My name is Rob, your host, and co-hosted by
Doug.
Excellent.
Good morning, Robert. How are you?
Good. Pour that coffee. I'm ready for it today.
You need a quick hit this morning, huh?
So let's jump right into it. We do have a pretty lengthy schedule today. I want to try and get through all of it in just 18 minutes. So without further ado, Saint Jude Invitational starting today. Who do you have this weekend? Who are you picking?
Wow, but I mean, just looking at the field, super field this week, obviously because of next week PGA coming up. So I'm scrolling through it, and every couple of scrolls, there's another person that I could pick. I don't know who I'm gonna pick. I mean, I can pick from the heart, and I can pick from technical. So I'm gonna pick from the heart, and I'm gonna say I'm going Jordan Spieth.
Okay.
I'm going Jordan Spieth from the heart because I really want to see him do well. But technically, I think DeChambeau is gonna rock it.
You think he's coming back?
DeChambeau is gonna rock it, and
he'll be up there.
Spieth is gonna win it.
I would love to see Spieth win.
Yeah.
I would love to. I like Spieth. He just hasn't had it.
Yeah.
See, since that, what was it? 2000.
It was like 15, 16.
He was hot.
I mean, it was unbelievable, right? I mean, we can go off on a tangent, but I just remember our friend Rich saying, he goes, that's it. He had the best career of the season of his life, and I'm like, nah, no way. Hopefully he'll get back. He'll be there because he's going to win this week, man.
I could pull for Jordan.
He's going to win this week.
I'm going with Rory. He's number 2 in the world.
Oh.
That's
easy.
He's ready to win. He's gonna come out there. He's ready to win. Getting ready for the major next week. My second pick is Xander Schauffele. Not really too much of an outside of the box pick.
Not outside, but
I just like Xander.
You've always been a Xander
from the beginning.
From the beginning, yeah. And I said that too. I saw him in the field, and I said, I was probably going to pick him, which is good. Like I said, we talked about his story. And
Thank you.
Pretty good. You're welcome. Yeah, enjoy. And then I did notice, just as a quick one, that DJ's back.
Yep, I have that pulled up. DJ's back. He's playing, so hopefully that back injury wasn't too serious.
Yeah.
I did notice who wasn't playing. Did you notice who wasn't playing?
Tiger Woods.
Your buddy Tiger Woods is not playing.
Yeah. Did they state why he's not playing? Is he getting ready for PGA? Is he even going to play PGA?
I didn't look too deep into it. I did catch briefly an article, something along the lines of why it's not good that Tiger's not playing this week with the major being the week following. But I didn't have time to click into it, so I really don't know the details.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has his back problems too, and who knows how long it's been. But hey, he's if he's in there, it's a big a crowd draw. Now I picked Jordan, but if I didn't pick Jordan, I was going to pick Phil. But I gotta go with Phil till he decides he's not playing anymore. I'd like to see him win one more.
Phil's good for like 2 to 3 days. He doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, well,
for 4 days.
I hope he shuts you up. Yeah. In the back of my mind, I'm hoping he shuts you up.
So that's actually a good segue into this next segment, which is I'm going to call it Doug Follow-Up. We have a couple different random topics that you want to follow up on of things that we've talked about in the past. One of them being sarcasm when speaking about golfers and saying, "Hey, this guy stinks. This guy's no good." So why don't you take it away with the Doug follow-up section here?
Well, thank you, Robert, because I felt in retrospect, we're new at doing this, and every once in a while, I'm pulling up old reviews and videos that we're doing. I'm like, did I really say that? So a lot of sarcasm, and I'm not generally sarcastic in general. I'm just a straight shooter, and every once in a while I have a little dig, and you can be sarcastic a little bit when you know something about a subject and you're trying to downplay somebody else. You think. But if I'm sarcastic in any way, like I noticed I said something about Brooks Koepka's
Chase Koepka.
I go, well, he's on the PGA Tour. He's not half bad. I'm like, dude, I briefly talked last night. I go, the last guy in the bottom level of the Corn Ferry tour, his caddy can kick my ass. So if I make a statement about any golfer strictly from a fan perspective,
right?
Right. Oh, no, he's no good. I go, are you kidding me? Come on. So it's really all about fun and about talking about that. So I wanted the viewers to know that if I'm a little sarcastic in the morning, it's definitely not me critiquing anybody golf, man. My 98 I shot the other day, so I throw that in there. So that was something I had about sarcastic. I'm kind of looking up at our little notes up there. So we touched on before was DJ and his injury, because you brought it up last week, because I didn't even know he was injured. I come down here, we talked about the thing. I said, "Where's DJ?" And you brought up that he was injured. So in that broadcast that I was watching, they were talking about the tour schedule, because of COVID, has changed, and we're having our first major at the end of at the middle of the summer,
right?
Where normally they'd be talking about recapping of who won all the majors. So if next year's schedule follows the norm, you're going to be playing within 18 months almost 7 majors.
Wow.
So if a player is on a hot streak, like i.e. Jordan Spieth for a year and a half, you can imagine what a player could do if they're hot for 18 months. They can start next week with PGA and run all the way through till what would normally be either it's the Open or the U.S. Open, whichever the last one is, last kind of major in the schedule. So that was what I thought would be pretty cool.
That's why when you try and compare golfers from years ago, and you look at number of majors won, or any really, I think any stat, when you try and compare over a long timeline, it's not apples to apples. It never is. The game changes. There's new technology that comes out. There's different factors each year. 2020 being the most notable game changer, let's call it, with COVID.
Yeah.
But like you said, let's say somebody gets hot and wins 3 majors in a short period. That's not very doable in a normal season, but because of COVID, maybe it's possible. Now, let's say 10 years from now, you look back, somebody might not even put 2 and 2 together that was the COVID season. That's why he won all the majors. So I think my point is, when you do look at stats and specifically records, and, this guy's about to beat this guy, beat his record. So you have to take everything into account, because sometimes there are some variables
agree.
Throw it off.
That's pretty cool. And then my last but not least, for sure, it's probably my number one, is putts and gimmies. We touched on it, I think, on one of our previous episodes. So I'm hypersensitive when I play, watching these guys putting. So I was out with a group. I was a single. We got out. So we're playing. We played the first hole, and then the one guy just picks up his putt, and he putted it once, and then he was, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 feet, picks it up, and the group of them said, it's a 2-putt, right? And then the one guy goes, oh yeah, the first 4 holes is always a 2-putt. So no matter what they do, the first 4 holes that they play, it's an automatic 2-putt.
That's bananas.
So what is that? And this is just a pet peeve of mine, and you know it because you've grown up with me, that people come into a room and tell me what they shot this weekend, and I'm like, dude, I don't. Number one, if you come into a room and tell me what you shot, I definitely don't believe it, because I know you're lying and cheating. Yeah. And I had people in the past, but whatever. So yeah, that really irks me.
That is bananas. It's like become almost part of the game, where people just think that a gimme is okay. They think it's part of the game. They're like, I've heard, it's inside the putter grip. Yeah. It just pick it up. And it's like, dude, again, and we're reiterating what we said on week 1. I have seen professionals miss this putt multiple times and multiple different professionals.
Yeah.
How am I gonna say, oh yeah, that's definitely gonna go in and pick it up?
I agree.
But I think that's what's nice is we've established, and at least I have with. I've played a lot this year, almost pushing 30 times, and with a somewhat regular group, and I've made it very known from the very beginning. Hey, don't touch my ball because I'm gonna putt it. Yeah. I want to put the ball in because I'll miss that. And what that does is now the groups I play with, they're like, all right, don't touch his ball. If we ever bet on a round, if we ever get into a competition, there is no, oh, wait a minute, hey, we're not going to do gimmies now. It's, hey, look, across the board, whether we're gambling on it, we're competing against each other, or we're just having fun, we put the ball in the hole.
Right. That's the way you play.
That's the name of the game.
You go bowling, you don't get like 3 shots on one thing. It's 2 and that's it.
Hey, I always say if you're playing basketball and the ball gets close to the rim but doesn't go in, you don't count it. Come on, the ball goes in the hole. That's the name of the game.
All right, so that I don't want. We'll probably hit it again.
We're always going to talk about it because it's so prevalent. But that's actually a good segue into my next section, which is my Monday recap. So I had played on Monday with Angelo. And guess what? Ange has the same mindset. So we were playing with two random guys. It was a father-son, local guys that we just met on the course. And I want to get into that dynamic, but these guys were picking up putts. And I read that quote from Harvey Penick's book where the 2 proud parents with their youngster who hit their first birdie. Right. That exact scenario, not that this kid almost had a birdie. He was still learning, but all around the green, the father was telling the kid to pick up. And I'm like, this guy is teaching his kid that you don't need to make those putts. Yeah. And he's doomed. He's doomed even, this kid was really doomed. And this is what I really want to talk about is negativity on the course. It was not enjoyable to play with this guy and his son. The father took it so seriously. I mean, we're playing Pinchbrook, which is a short local course. Right. No one's out there trying to break course records. Yeah. Right. We're just trying to have fun and learn the game, especially when you have a youngster. His son was probably, I'd say, 15 to 17 years old.
It's a great learning course, a lot of par 3s.
And the father just took it so seriously. He had his greens book. He had this such a stern look on his face, didn't interact with his kid at all, and was super negative towards the kid when he didn't shoot well. And to be quite honest, he was really just learning the game. I don't know if he had more than 2 even good strikes where the ball went in the air. And he gave off such a negative vibe. Luckily, they only played 9 holes, so when we made the turn, me and Ange ended up being free, and we got rid of him. And it you could just feel the energy switch. Yeah. And it was whoa, that was so weird playing with this guy. He wasn't being negative towards us, but the aura of this negative energy was so unfavorable to be around. And I just feel bad for the kid because I don't see him ever enjoying golf.
Wanting to go out and play with his father.
I don't ever want to. I can't imagine it because it wasn't fun for him.
Yeah, that sucks.
He was miserable because the father was just so intense and pissed off, telling him to pick up, and he was disgusted. He's like, just pick it up. And I was like, whoa. So really, I think the message is that I want to give to anybody out there who's trying to teach somebody how to play golf, whether it's father-son, whether it's you're bringing your friend out there, your girlfriend, wife, whatever it is, make the game fun. And you know what? Only play 9 holes. When you're just learning, 9 holes is enough. Because when you're not playing well, you don't want to play 18. 9 holes is the perfect amount of holes to start playing. But the main thing is just keep it fun. Yeah. If you're not shooting well, just pick it up. And it's all right. Don't keep score. Strokes don't matter. You're just learning. You just want to get a feel for how the game plays.
Right. You might want to pick it up because you're trying to advance play.
Exactly.
Things like that, and then learning. But back to number 1. If you're gonna teach anybody, read that Harvey book, please. because I've taught people
Yeah.
before I read that book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I did it all wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong, but there's a lot of good concept in there, and the man positive is big. I mean, I can't even remember when I taught you how to play or how to play. And I'm sure I wasn't negative and pounding you for that, but I know I'm hyper on it now. Just and work backwards, right? I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
At some point, you do have to get to hitting the ball, but work back from putting and work your way back to the green when teaching somebody.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What you mean is when you're bringing a brand new golfer onto the course, it's so natural, we think, to, let's go to the driving range and practice driving. Then maybe we'll get our wedges out and do some chips. But you're at the driving range, you're really not practicing putting. You're really not practicing chipping. You're just taking your wedge and swinging it. And what's the saying? Drive for show, putt for dough.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to drive. And I really think part of it is when we go to practice, 9 times out of 10 is at the driving range.
Yeah.
And so it's just natural. That's all you really can do there. So Harvey says, wait a minute. If you want somebody to be good at golf, teach them how to putt first. Then pull them back, teach them how to chip, and then work your way towards the driver. It makes a lot of sense because you can duff your drive, and you can just get maybe 50 yards down the fairway. And if you have a nice iron shot and a good wedge shot and then putt, you could save a lot of strokes just from around the green.
Yeah.
Without coming off the tee with a beautiful shot. You could still score well. So I agree with Harvey.
Yeah.
Start from
teach somebody to read that book. and like you say, keep it fun and positive. I mean, and that's the one I can think about, even not from a golf perspective, but from a recreational sports perspective. As you grew up and Alyssa grew up, and I was the coach. There wasn't one iota of wanting to win. Maybe if we got to the championship one, but during that whole time it's about fun, keeping these kids in it because it's recreational, and especially teaching somebody golf at the beginning. It's recreational until they get good and really are intense. Then you can start putting that pressure on them.
Yeah.
But for now, enjoy your time out there.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
All right, we have 20 seconds left. We may run a little bit over 18 minutes because this is an important announcement that I just want to...
We only have 20 seconds left on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, the 18 minutes fly by. So bear with me. I have an announcement that I want to talk about. So there's a foundation called the Alan J. Anderson Foundation that's very close to the podcast. I can hit... There we go. I worked this time. So very quick backstory. My girlfriend's uncle had passed away about a year ago from cancer, and they opened up a foundation in his name. He was an avid golfer. Alan J. Anderson Foundation. They are hosting the first annual outing this year, late September. I believe it's September 28th, which is a Monday.
Yeah.
So Dana, my girlfriend, is on the board. They've been working tirelessly all throughout COVID to set up the event. So I just want to broadcast to our followers. Just want to make people aware of the event.
Great.
I will post a link in the video description to their website. If you're interested in playing golf, you can sign up on the website to play. It's going to be played at the the Ramsey Country Club in Ramsey.
New Jersey.
Correct, New Jersey, which is a beautiful course. So if you want to play, you can sign up to play golf.
Yeah.
You can sign up to come to the dinner. There's going to be a dinner following the round. You can pay for just a dinner. Or if you want, or if you can, they're looking for gift baskets. So they're going to have a tricky tray sort of event at the dinner, and the organization is struggling to get donations because of COVID. A lot of local businesses have to cut back, obviously, and their philanthropy is one of the first things that gets cut back, and it's understandable.
Yeah.
But they are looking for donations in terms of gift baskets. So if anybody's in the area and wants to participate, wants to help out, please feel free to reach out to me. You can comment on this video, and we'll get in touch. So sorry about that. I had to go a little bit over 18 minutes today, but it's something that's close to the podcast here, close to our family, and we will talk about it as we get closer to the event.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just wanted to broadcast to everybody. The Alan J. Anderson Foundation will be linked in the video description.
Excellent. Hey.
What a podcast, man. 18 minutes flies by.
Flies by.
It goes so quick.
Day.
You too.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.